January 6 Committee's crook referrals, what they imply for Justice Department. What are crook referrals? Does the Justice Department ought to act on them? Your referral questions answered. The House Select Committee investigating the January 6, 2021, assault at the U.S. Capitol encouraged on Monday that the Justice Department pursue expenses towards Donald Trump for his position in trying to overturn the consequences of the 2020 presidential election. The vote marked the primary time Congress has made this sort of referral for a former president. Members of the committee entreated federal prosecutors to fee Trump with 4 crimes: inciting or supporting an insurrection, obstruction of an authentic intending of Congress, conspiracy to defraud America, and conspiracy to make a fake statement. Here's what to recognize approximately crook referrals, how they work, and their powers and limitations. What is a crook referral? Return to menu. While Congress has investigatory and subpoena powers, the legislative frame does now no longer have the authority to prosecute absolutely everyone. So whilst Congress desires to fee someone, contributors make a referral to the Justice Department, basically calling at the federal regulation enforcement organization to research, account, or prosecute someone. A referral sincerely simply way that when a part of the authorities is sending to the government authorities data and inquiring for that the Department of Justice check out those matters, stated Stephen A. Salzberg, a regulation professor at George Washington University. Does the Justice Department ought to act at the referral? Return to menu. A crook referral is simply that, a referral. The Justice Department is now no longer ought to act on it. In this case, the Justice Department is already properly into its very own research of the moves of Trump and plenty of in his orbit associated with the storming of the Capitol and efforts to apply faux electors and different mechanisms to overturn the consequences of the 2020 election. FBI retailers and Justice Department prosecutors are compiling and comparing proof from rankings of subpoenas, grand jury testimony, and witness interviews as they discover ability expenses. In different words, the Justice Department may want to choose to fee Trump and his allies on the subject of January 6, or now no longer, unbiased of any congressional referral. No former U.S. president has ever been charged with a crime, and the Justice Department could absolutely need to agree with it had an hermetic case earlier than charging Trump. Does a crook referral keep greater weight if it's far issued with the aid of using Congress? Return to menu. Legally speaking, no. But Daniel Richman, a regulation professor at Columbia University, stated the Justice Department could likely take a crook referral from a congressional committee greater critically than it did referrals from elsewhere. Technically, absolutely everyone can publish a crook referral to the Justice Department, even though it's now no longer carried out in a proper manner, Richman stated. A crook referral from Congress as a count of felony doctrine does now no longer bring that rather more felony weight than from an regular citizen, he stated. What are a few beyond examples of Congress issuing crook referrals? Return to menu. There were some of crook referrals from Congress with inside the Trump technology alone, 11 though now no longer of a former president. Washington Post colleague Philip Bump mentioned a number of the ones in an editorial today. In January 2018, for example, Republicans at the Senate Judiciary Committee dispatched a crook referral to the Justice Department targeted on Christopher Steele, the writer of the file of news approximately Trump and Russia. Steele become now no longer charged. In February 2019, Republican contributors of Congress issued a crook referral approximately Trump legal professional Michael Cohen, alleging that he perjured himself in testimony in the front of Congress. Cohen served time after pleading responsible to economic crimes and campaign finance violations. And in 2020, the Republican and Democratic chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee instructed the Justice Department that they suspected numerous people, which include Trump's own circle of relatives, contributors, and confidants, would possibly have furnished deceptive testimony across the research of Russian interference with inside the 2016 election. No crook expenses seem to have resulted without delay from that communication.